As you saw in my intro with the terrible animation but excellent music, I was able to use an image as plain as my video reference to make where my keyframes were going to be. Sometimes if you're trying to animate something, it's difficult to get the timing correct. Like if you want to time how long it takes a person to walk across a room, and you're like, well, it should take 24 frames or 23 frames. I can't really tell the timing right. So you would want to use video reference to find out how long things could take. Or, for instance, if you were doing a baseball game, is how long does it take for the ball to go from the pitcher's hand to the bat and then to the shortstop? Okay, those types of things, timing those would be difficult without some sort of a reference. Now, what I wanted to do was time it on an image as plain because I have all the control of where it goes and whatnot, where it goes in the screen and in my scene. So here we have my default cube, and I'm going to delete that sucker big time. Bam, out of there. So I'm going to start with an image as plane. I go add mesh images as planes. I think in another tutorial I may have mentioned how to get that. You can add it in preferences under add-ons. Just search for images as planes and put the check in the box next to that. I'm not going to do that. So the first thing I want to do after I've done that is select which file I'm going to do. I've got some in here. I've got a running dog cartoon that I got off of YouTube. And I'm going to rotate it on the x-axis. That's R, then X. Whoops. Rotate, x-axis, 90 degrees. And, whoops, I actually want to go on this one. So there's my view. I'm going to change this to material so I can see it. And scale it up so it's nice and big. Grab on the Z. Boom. So I know that this file is 562 frames because I saw it before. So I'm just going to make my frame 562. That isn't really necessary. I just want the file to be able to play all the way through. So if I play it, look, it's not updating. You know, how am I going to animate to that? So even if I go back to this frame, this frame, this frame, none of them are updating. It's not animated for me at all, which is irritating. And there are other places where this is mentioned on the internet, and I found this accidentally. But what I do is I go to my UV image editor. This opened with T open. So I hit T to get rid of that. Then I'm going to change it to my running dog cartoon. Now I'm going to try and run it, and it still is not updating. Okay, so I'm going to stop it, click in here, and it still is not updating. Okay, which is aggravating. But what I do here is I press in and look for it up in here. Here's my running dog animation. Make sure auto refresh is on here and check movie length. And you saw that it updated right then. So I'm going to get rid of in there. Bring this guy around. And press go. And it is updating. Now sometimes when I stop it and do some stuff, because I use another window, sometimes when I do stuff and press Alt-A and go again, look, it's not updating again. Look at that. But if I stop it, click in this window where this image editor is on, and then press Alt-A, it'll do it. Wow. It's not updating because my computer's lagging a little bit. But you can see here we have the frame thing going. But if I press in here, stop, there it goes. So now if I go back, I'm using the back arrow key. Press 0 to look at my screen here. Then I can animate whatever it was in front of it to tell where things are and do my timing. But this way I could move this wherever it is that I want it out of the way, or make it a billboard or whatever. But sometimes you want to see what is actually on your images as planes as you're doing the animation. Maybe you want a character to react to something that is showing on a TV, and this is the TV screen. Well, how are you even going to know what's on there if it isn't updating? This method seems to work. That's about all I'm going to say about that. Thank you for watching.